Okay, you guys can turn off your cameras and mute yourselves. Wait. Okay. Hi, my name is Madison Bergen, and I'm going to be giving my persuasive speech today. All throughout my time growing up, I remember always hearing the unbelievable stories that my uncle would tell us about his time in the Stockton police force and all of the crazy things that he would witness. The stories that would stand out the most to me would have to be all of the ones that he told about the women who were involved in prostitution and how dangerous it is for them. I always thought of prostitution as a very bad thing and never really understood how some women could do it. Today, I see that it is becoming more and more common for women to become involved in this. Some women are forced into this, and some women simply do it because they feel like they have to. According to Insider, authored by Aaron Fuchs and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, a study of San Francisco prostitutes found that 82% had been assaulted and 68% had been raped while working as prostitutes. We are going to learn and discuss the need for legalization of prostitution in the United States. Today, we will look at the problems, the effects, and the solution. First, let's start with the problem. We have a serious problem. The prohibition of prostitution in the United States damages society and puts even more lives in danger. According to the Harvard Civil Liberties Law Review, authored by Anna Marie and last accessed on April 27th of 2021, prostitution is an incredibly dangerous profession, especially for all of the women involved. Sexual assault, forced drug addiction, physical abuse, and death are all very common in this industry. Being in this industry creates a lot of unknown dangers for women. Participating in prostitution creates a lot of issues for women, like the few that I mentioned above. How do you know that the car you will be getting into that night will be safe? How are you certain that you will not be abused on the job? And how do you know that you won't be taken advantage of? The correct answer to these questions is that you don't know. You really do not know what you are getting yourself into as soon as you decide to join this industry. It doesn't always work out for everybody who decides they want to participate in prostitution. It is a dangerous world, and you never can really be too certain of who you are really dealing with. Women are afraid to report crimes in risk of being arrested. In reviewing the article, why police are more likely to dismiss sexual assault as no rape at all, especially when it comes to women of minority and prostitutes. Although sexual assault and rape can be communicated to the police, a lot of these women are very afraid to report rape. Since cops are more likely to dismiss rape from a sexual assault claim, women are afraid to even admit what truly happened to them. This is absolutely terrifying for these women. Imagine having to or wanting to participate in this industry, having one bad night, and then your worst nightmare comes true. All of a sudden, nobody believes you because of what you do for work. Although it is not fair or right for these women to be treated this way, it is just the reality of the situation. These women already have it so tough, and now they feel as if they cannot even go to the police because they will get in trouble. We know that this is a huge problem, but have you ever thought about the devastating effects? There are some pretty significant effects of prostitution not being legalized. Prostitutes can't make legal money and are labeled as criminals. Prostitution does not allow you to make legal money. According to AP News, accessed on May 5th of 2021 and authored by Michael Price, prostitution is considered illegal in every state except for some parts of Nevada. These women are not able to consider any of their profits legal. Think about it. Let's say your state decided to legalize prostitution, and now the city and state would be collecting large amounts of money due to taxing these women on their earnings. Prostitutes are labeled as criminals. According to the article, Why Sex Work Should Be Decriminalized, last access on April 27th of 2021, a government should not be telling consenting adults who they can have sexual relations with and with who and on what terms. A lot of people look at prostitutes as criminals for doing the work that they do. Although it may seem this way, I do not believe that to be true. Prostitution should be looked at as a form of work. Like I mentioned before, a lot of these women participate in this because they have to or because they need the money. As you can see, these effects are pretty devastating. So let's discuss the solution. There is a clear solution: creating legislation that allows sex workers to be considered normal workers and not labeled as criminals. In addition, permitting them to gain and obtain legal employment. Creating legislation for sex workers in the US should be a priority. Legalizing prostitution will not only allow for these women to feel safer, but to stop participating in it illegally. In interviewing my uncle, he states that the only thing that will remotely start to clear up any issues with prostitution and involving sexual assaults, states will need to start legalizing prostitution. This creates a better and safer environment for everybody involved. Next, gaining legal employment. In furthering my research, an article by Insider authored by Aaron Fuchs in Last Access on April 27th of 2021 states that legalizing prostitution can require sexual workers to use condoms and get tested for sexually transmitted diseases. Gaining legal employment would allow for these women to feel safer and practice safer habits. Like I mentioned before, states can require regular testing for those who participate in this industry. This allows for an improvement in working conditions for these women. Women deserve to feel safe while they are at work, no matter what the circumstances are. Today, we learned why it is important for the United States to legalize prostitution and protect the rights of sex workers. We looked at the problems, the effects, and the solutions. Remember, according to the Harvard Civil Law Review accessed on April 27th, of 2021, we should legalize prostitution, impose strict regulations, and construct comprehensive support systems that allow sex workers to do their jobs safely. According to Insider, authored by Aaron Fuchs in Last Access on April 27th of 2021, a study of San Francisco prostitutes found that 82% had been assaulted and 68% had been raped while working as prostitutes. It is always very fascinating to hear my uncle speak about all of the terrible things prostitutes would have to put up with and deal with. I never really realized how bad things really were in this industry until my uncle brought them to my attention. It is a dangerous world out there, and I believe that it is very important to make sure everyone is kept safe. I ask, does one's decision to prohibit prostitution come from a place of morality or control? Thank you.